Sir, good evening, Stephen sir.
Very good evening. Very good evening. I'm on live. Sh- Shall we start the session?
No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
Yeah, very good
I
evening.
don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
No, sir, no, sir. Could you please wait, sir? We have a little bit introduction, so that after that you can share.
After I can share it. Oh yes.
Okay, please wait, sir. Sir, could you please share the screen? Just welcome now.
Yes, sir, just a minute.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last.
Good evening, everyone.
A very good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Thank you
evening,
all.
sir.
Sir,
Okay,
actually,
let's start
some of my
this.
colleagues they want to join the meet, but they are not able to do. The message is shown as that this meeting is full.
Yeah, we are suggesting to join through YouTube as well. Our team will be sharing the links in the WhatsApp group or associated groups. Please share the links to your friends so that they can watch live in the YouTube channel as well. And I request everyone to please be muted and uh, for the whole session so that we can go smoothly. I hope we will start the session. Yeah, we'll start the session. Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce our speaker today, Stephen Babu, uh, an accomplished associate professor of psychology with over 15 years of teaching experience at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels. I hope I'm audible, right? Sorry for the interrupt. Today, I would like to introduce our speaker, Stephen Babu, an accomplished associate professor of psychology with over 15 years of teaching experience at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Currently, he is working with St. Joseph University, Bangalore, and has previously led the Department of Psychology at Garden City University. He is a published author, having written the well-known textbook Psychology for Nurses and has presented numerous research papers at national and international conferences. Beyond teaching, he has contributed as a research mentor, examiner, and board member for prestigious institutions. His dedication to education and research has earned his multiple awards, including a Best Research Paper Award and a patent in education. Today, he will be sharing his insights. Let's give you a warm welcome to Dr. Stephen Babu. Sir, webinar is yours.
Thank you for the warm welcome. Good evening to everyone. I hope I can share my screen.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir, you can.
Very good evening. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. So let me start the session. Good evening, everyone, once again. Thank you for the team for a warm welcome, and it's my pleasure and privilege to be with all the learned people here. Before starting the session, I'd like to thank all the team members for the good effort and to coordinate with all the things. And today is an interesting topic like outcome-based education and accreditations. And this is very hot topic also. Why? Because almost all the education institutions are moving forward towards outcome-based education, and this term is a very common term for all the education institution nowadays, especially those who are into documentation and IQAC members, or even it can be any of the responsible higher, in administrative responsibilities. Mostly they are into focusing on very much on outcome-based education. So before we start the session, I think everyone is into academicians or students also there. So let me start the sessions with when a short story to think about it and reflecting about it. I hope as a lighter note I can start. I feel everyone is comfortable to hear a short story.
Yes, sir.
Thumbs up, please. Thumbs up. Yeah, good, good. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll start in a lighter note
Yes, sir.
because it's not little heavier and sometimes it
Yes,
is
sir.
very dry subject also. So we'll start a little. There's one small village. Okay, it's a very remote village, and there's one saint who wants to travel to the village. So he was supposed to cross one big river. Okay, and he was a very learned man, and maybe he was very learned man, and he was got a lot of knowledge. Okay, experience, and he learned all the Vedas, everything and all. Okay, so he was just about to travel and the boat, and he was waiting for the boat. A fisherman comes to that side, and he asked the man, "Can you help me to travel that particular cross that river?" He said, "Okay, Guruji, I will do that." So he start, you know, accommodating them in a boat and making to cross that river, helping to cross the river. At a point of discussion, the Guruji asked, "What's your name?" All things and all. He said, "I'm a common man. My name is so and so. I have two kids," like that. He was talking about it. Suddenly, the Guruji is asking, "Have you went to any schools or have you gone for any education?" He said, "No, Guruji, I don't have a chance to go for any schools." I think some noise. Thank you so much. And he said, "No, I don't have any chance to go to any schools, but I am good at fishing. I'm doing the fishing job, right? That's my thing." Okay. Then he said, "Have you studied about Mahabharata? You know, heard about Mahabharata?" He said, "No, I never studied about Mahabharata." Then immediately Guruji said, "You wasted really it's 10 years of your life." Then after some time again, he asked, "Have you studied Ramayana? Gone through the Ramayana, the literature you studied?" He said, "No, even I don't know about what is Ramayana." So he said, "Another 10 years you wasted in your life." Then after some time again, he was talking like that. Gradually, he's asked, "Have you studied about this particular book of Rig Vedas?" Like that. So he said, "No, I never heard about that one. Even I don't know." Right? Then he said, "You wasted in your another 10 years of life. So almost 30 years of life you have wasted in your things." Then suddenly that fisherman is asked, uh, "Guruji, have you know how to swim?" He said, "No, I never know how to swim because I never learned it." Then the fisherman said, "Guruji, you wasted the entire life because the ship is going about to sink now." I hope people will understand what I'm about to say, right? So this story will tells you this fisherman needs some skills to fish and swim. That is enough for him to survive, right? So he wants some skill sets to learn. He is doing that. So his goal is to achieve that particular one, and he achieved, and he was successful in that particular one. Guruji was in a different lifestyles. Can we compare these two people in one, scale, and say that who is the best? No, it's not possible, right? That's the thing, because everyone needs are different. Everyone requirements are. Suppose if you ask me, "Sir, are you know Chinese language?" I don't know because there is no requirement for me to learn that particular one. But in the education system, when you're talking about education system, what is happening there? I think it is forcing the people to learn all the skills. Even our olden days literature, if you studied about it, Mahabharata and all, you heard about called Dronacharya. Dronacharya is a guru. He was been for all Kshatriyas, especially Pandavas and Kauravas. And he teach everyone not all the skills. I hope you people understand that. He never taught all the skill to that particular people. He taught only the required skill for that particular people. For Arjuna, he was taught how to, make a bow and arrow because he identified that is his skill and that is his potential. So he was given that particular. And you talk about Bhima, automatically he was very strong man. Naturally, he was to take that Gada is another weapon he has to taught use. And just like that, everyone he identified the skill set and taught that particular skill set and make them to master in that particular skill set, which is very useful for them in future as a Saishtriyas. Okay, so Guru in olden days there's a strong belief system in our Indian culture. Everybody is not good at everything. That's a guru's job to identify the real skill set and make the skill set to become master in that particular one. And there's a need for them. There's a need for them. Again, keep it in mind. There's a need for them. Because everybody should not learn, don't want to learn everything. Right? But in a course of time, our education system was moved to the another tragedy. This is what our education system is moving to. Right? We are putting in a one scale of evaluation for everybody, and we make them everybody to learn a particular skill set that has not been required for everybody. That you can see that in the picture, you can understand the cartoon is very clearly saying that it's a fair, it's a right thing that the guru, the teacher is doing it, but now we are doing it. We're making everybody to be successful in all the domains. And we expected that all the students should be master in everything. And we expected that everybody should learn all the subject matters. Is that true that it is essential? For example, you can say about, is the elephant is required to climb the tree? Not essential. For his body structure is not essential. For monkey, it may be needed, but not for the elephant, not for the penguin, not for the fish. But we are agreeing. That's what Einstein says, that everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live in the whole world believing that it is stupid. Right? That's what's happening. That's a pathetic situation of our Indian education systems going on. And why this has happened? This is not our culture. I think it has been adopted from the Western, where the British is invented to India. Then automatically it's some historical background behind it. Then we start adopting to the Macaulay's education systems, right? Gradually, that Macaulay education system is, why this Macaulay education system has come to the screen? Because it is want laborers. He wants some graduates, or he wants some people who want to work under the British government. So he started that particular system of working, and that was being carried in Indian system also. But that is when spoils our traditional belief system of education. Our belief system is not that. So our belief systems are very, very strong enough to understand the individual differences. But gradually what happened, we moved towards the one scale to measure everything, and that's maybe a wrong perception it was done. But now, currently, I think that's what I can say in my period of time, we can say, even now also sometime we can see in education systems are manufacturing the graduates. It's absolutely, it's like, okay, like manufacturing. I want this year how much intake supposed to do. I can put the people and how much people are going outgoing. But there are so many people are coming out. So many people are coming out of with the graduates. But they say I don't have a job. That means you are creating, or what we are doing it. Are we creating an employee to work for somebody, or we are creating a potential skills that the entrepreneurs are looking for, or we want to create an entrepreneurs who can do that, but that we have failed, but we start manufacturing the graduates just like that and spoiling their creativity and collapse their disciplines and intelligence. So this education systems have questions. That's what we have to think about it a lot as a being educationist. Is that really true? That really we are making graduates with a proper skill sets, or we creating just graduates with the certificates, right? So that's what we need a time of the teaching learning process become like one of the biggest element in that particular one. We have questions in our mind that is really we need to think about it, what we are doing. We can say we are finishing portions, we are finishing the syllabus, and syllabus framed by somebody, and that has been forced to learn by the student, and students are learning it, and they're coming out and they say I don't have a job. Sometimes they feel like, I think people know very well that we feel even students are feeling that, sir, once I finish this graduation, these theories are not, I'm not applying at all. This is outdated. When I'm going into a job, the people are not asking these particular things. Then what I am doing? Sometimes the syllabus, what we are keeping, the content, the course materials, what the contents we're keeping is almost outdated. And what we are telling them, read this, by heart it, go for exam, get good mark, pass. Are we teaching them how to survive in the environment, or how to develop the skill sets for the current scenarios? That is question mark in our education. Highly question mark in our education. Next, let me understand a teaching learning process. What is education here? Education means what it means for that. And that's what we say, that we want to move now from one point to the other point. That means what? Before we have sage on the stage. That means we always believe that whatever Guru said, it's right. Guru is the one who telling everything, then and he becomes a sage in that particular stage. And he is a one-way communication. And Guru says we follow that. Of course, we should have a respect to the teachers. There's no doubt on that. Okay, and they are the very sole authority, sole people who has to be. But what is the role of the teacher? That's very, very, very important. Not just commander, not like who can able to command to do something, right? And follow that what I said. That's called sage on the stage is not the business now. We move to the next one, guide on the side. That means what? We allow the people to learn, and we have to be a mentor. We always call them as facilitator. That's what you can see in the definitions for education also say. Education is a process of facilitating. Facilitating what? Learning or acquiring of knowledge, skills, values, beliefs and habits. What do we do? What is mainly learning is important. What is learning, guys? When we ask about the question, what is learning? It's not just getting a knowledge alone. Through the knowledge, through the experiences, do any of my behavior is modified? My thoughts are changed. The way of doing things are changed. Or I'm upgraded. My learning makes me to upgrade my knowledge so that my behavior pattern was changed. I'm doing it in a better way than the previous. So that I can say I learned something. That is what we call learning, is a process of modifying the behavior of people or student by experience. And this experience can be any form. It cannot be like a scale of rule that should be happen like this. So for example, today I'm going for a shop. I met some person and I'm discussing, and with the discussion I got some knowledge from them. That's also a learning process. So it can be formal or it can be informal. Is it time for us to think the education system has to be changed? Is there any need for the education system to change? Just we are creating a bookworms, or just making people to pass the course and coming out, and what is the output? That's become zero. So it's a very, very right time to think what we are doing is not correct. Sometimes it need to have a lot of change, and maybe I can say education revolution is required to adopting for the changing, because the environment is changing very fast. The technology was changing very fast, but education system is not that dynamic. I feel that how technology was changing. And most time when we are interacting with the, you know, the campus recruitment people who are coming from any industries, they say that, sir, we want some students, but students are passing they with very good grades, but when we're testing their aptitude, when testing their skill sets in the real life work environment, but they don't have, then what the education is doing it? If education is not, higher education is not giving the skill set that required for an industry, or for the or the organization standard, or not satisfying standard, then what we are doing? That's why I said we should have a lot of questions in our mind that the current education system is any shift is required. Surely it required some shift. Does the education system is satisfying industrial or organizational standard, or the employees what we're creating, or even employees means not just a person who can work under the command of somebody, who should have critical thinking, who have a individual potential on that particular. And third one, we have to think about it. Are we graduating the students alone and generating and producing graduates, or we are skilled employees you are producing it? That what is that? And same time, you can see that social accountability is very, very less, coming down. I hope people will agree with that particular. When talking about graduates are very little time. We can see the people who are very highly graduated become more selfish in nature in compared to even a common man who are living in a village. Because sometimes the common man is more socialized and more social responsible than graduates. That means what? Graduates, that means who are educated and who are, say, so far we call them as a BA, BSc degree graduates, right? Or they are socially responsible. That's a question here. That means what? We are creating the graduates, but doesn't have the social accountability and responsibilities. That means something lacking behind it. Our education system should be modified. I hope people will hear about the Japanese education systems, right? First, the beginning of primary school levels, what they're teaching them is not about the skill set very much. They are teaching the life skills first. Why they're teaching life skill? Because they feel very important that the social responsibilities are very, very important, and self-care is very, very important. And also concerning of others are very important, and everybody accountable for every actions. That's what the Japanese system is doing it. That's one thing is good. But what we are doing it, what our education system is starting from the primary, what you're doing it, we make them to mug up something. We try to memorize, and rote learning will make them. But are we teaching them in a proper value systems? Are we teaching proper belief systems? Are we teaching a social responsibility, accountability to the students? That's a question mark. And generally, we always place in these three aspects. One is someone framing a curriculum, someone teach that particular one, and we assess that I redefine it curriculum, again coming back. And this is happening for every institution. You know, this is like a loop which is keep on going. But the curriculum, what you're framing, have we discussing with the stakeholders? Are we discussing with the stakeholders? what knowledge do we want a student want to acquire? Have we discussing with the stakeholders? Stakeholders in sense, even it can be in a company, in a corporate people, right? They want something, right? I want this kind of people here. Even sometimes we have to talk to the students also. What is your interest? Then, based on that, we should frame the curriculum is very important. Then that curriculum has to be delivered in a proper way. Proper way means one method will not be applicable for everybody. And same time, as a mentors, oh sorry, as a teachers in a school level, or it may be a mentor in the degree level, because we change it. We never say that no professors, of course, can be called as a mentors who will deliver their knowledge effectively. Okay, fine, delivering is fine, but do everything everyone is absorb that particular one, or everybody will you know in the same way lineup or same way of learning? That absolutely is a question. Then again, some point of assessment. Sometimes we follow one monotonous kind of assessment that everybody is supposed to be expected to do that particular one. Sometimes it is not possible. You should have some flexible kind of assessment is very, very important. And that should really check the real skill set that which is supposed to be learned by the thing. For example, I'm teaching a swimming to the a child. Automatically, I expected is that person is having a swimming skill really. So the assessment should test that particular one, not mathematical knowledge or not something else, right? So that's naturally the assessment should be very, very uh, in the lineup of to know their skill sets, but they really to match with the objective of the curriculum. In this one scenario, we have a new concept was been introduced by William Spady, and he says outcome-based education. What is this outcome-based education? Let me have think about it. That particular. What is the outcome-based education? Is that education have any outcomes? Yes, because I told you that learning has a purpose. Learning has purpose. Is there any learning can be without any purpose? Say that's why I told you just now. I don't know Chinese because there's no purpose for that. It's not mean that I am illiterate. So all the learning will have some significant purposes there. Again, what I'm learning, it depends on me, right? And what I want, I will learn. It's not somebody can tell that you learned this. So outcome-based education, outcome-based education, the student needs something, because the current generation is not like follow blindly what we say. They have some goals in their mind. They have some requirements in their personal life. So it is essential to, as an educationist, to analyze the need and requirement of the student and the society as a large, and that has to be incorporated in your education. That's what mainly focusing on outcome-based education. So Spade is given a very clear defined definition about what is outcome-based education. A clear focusing. Focus is very important. Purpose, very important. Organizing. Okay, fine. You have purpose, good. But how I'm going to deliver that? You should have a well organized. Everything in the educational system around the essential for all the students to do. Again, the doing is very important. All the students to do successfully, not just doing it. Do successfully at the end of their learning experience. Not just simply doing it, okay, as the person is doing it. No, successfully, that's very important. Successfully means what the objective you kept it, and all the objective has to be met in the teaching learning process. Okay, that's what the Spade says. Clear, focusing, organizing, everything, whatever you define in the educational systems around the essential for all the students to do successfully at the end of their learning experience. But this definition is very quite, give you a very brief understanding about what is this outcome-based education. And is outcome-based education is student-centric? Yes, absolutely student-centric model. Because its emphasis more on student. I want to know what student want to know, because it's not the student.
इस पे कुछ कोई कुछ भी लगा दे उठा के, मैं क्या बताऊं, सिलोडर लगा दे थोड़ी सी.
Okay, so outcome-based education is a student-centric learning model which is focused on achieving specific learning outcomes. That's why I said emphasize on what students want to learn, and not only that, even what the students going to meet the future needs. Because say, for example, nowadays AI is very common one. Nowadays we talk about AI, right? Artificial intelligence. Then we want to redefine our syllabus to incorporate the AI understanding. Maybe, right? We have to do it. See, when I talk about my period of time when I was studying in 1997, when I was graduating, I don't know about computers. I don't know. Literally, I don't know. But when time passes, automatically what happens? There's a need in that everybody should learn computer. Now, my daughter, my son, everyone has studied the computers exactly at the age of 5, and even first and second standard they are. My boy in 9th standard, he was doing the computer programming, right? It's a need. Can we redefine? Yes, we redefine that. Why we should redefine? Because there's an essential need is there. We need to define. Think about that. It's not that what I know somebody followed 10 years before or 5 years before, should I have to follow now? Not required. So the education system has to modify. Okay, nowadays almost all the educationists are complaining that my students are not listening to me. My students are not following what? Students will not listen to you. Students are not. Nowadays generations will not listen to you. But they have the curiosity of learning. But we have to teach them how they will learn. And the method of teaching is supposed to be changed. They will not listen all your advices. They don't want to listen all your advices. Or sometimes rote learning, they don't like it. They want more of into interactive learning is important for them. They learn by interactions very much. Suppose if I send an assignment in a video format, they open and see that one. If I send a word format, they never see that video. Because nowadays generations are more into visual understandings are very important for them. Not they don't have the, because we understand psychological aspects, because their patience levels are changed. They are no more into that, because the span of attention very less for them. Even videos, how long you can make a videos? Hardly 15 minutes. Tell me what you want. Enough. Here, we can't force a child, but we can tell them how it is important for your life. That is very essential to learn the skills. So, from the traditional input-based education, we try to make them to skill mastery and competence development can do that. We just shift is very, very, very important. And what the outcome based is very much focusing on the results, focus on the results rather than learning process. Okay, fine. I learned this. What I'm getting out of that? Okay, I'm learning this particular one. What I'm getting out of it? For example, I'm learning a particular literature. What I'm getting out of this particular one? How I'm getting benefited out of that? So everybody think about that particular one. I'm a commerce student. I'm learning this particular one. Okay, this particular skill sets. Do the skill sets will help me in any aspects of my job? Try to understand. So when you try to teach them the need of education, and you create the desire and motivation among the student, what is the need on that? Automatically what happens? You will achieve. That's called the aim to achieve the specific and desirable outcome is very, very important. They emphasize on education systems, right? Measuring their inputs, not the outputs, not the inputs. Okay. Again, I'm saying that uh, do they are very particular about learning through only one particular way? No. Nowadays, the resources are very very vast. They learn through. That's why we try to compare it the two things: the traditional method of teaching and the outcome based approach. I told you already that traditional method is more of teacher centric, and this is more of outcome based education is more of into learner student centric approach. That means student is the center. So throw the ball on the court. So don't tell that you learn this, but this is very essential for you. I'm not telling that you learn this and you learn that. I said these are available, these things are there, which one you want. So teachers role as a partner and facilitator, not as an instructor. But in a traditional teaching, what we are instructing them, we tell them, do this one, go this, pick this. No, I will say, I want this project. You do whatever you want to do. I want this to be done at my out. I want this. This is a product. I want like this. Suppose even assignments, I will tell the people that I want this thing, but you can have your own way of presentations. Then you can see how much type of presentation will come. Instead of that, I'm telling that do like this much page, this much number, this much words, or this PPT you use. If I say like that, the presentation is very monotonous. It's very boring. When you allow them to think wider, that's called teacher role is not as a partner, as a facilitator, but not an instructor. So focus more on to output, not the input. You see how they are getting back. Okay, but not on input. What your input is not important. It's not that every child has to understand everything. It's not mandatory. All child will not understand everything. And sometimes we, as a teachers, we expected that whatever I teach, my child has, my student has to understand. It's not possible. And it has to be grasped. No, he will take what he wants to take. Let him take whatever he wants to take. It's our duty and responsibility to display in front of him, not push them into their, mind, take everything. No, it's their choice to take. So traditional methods should be not forceful, but it's not like here. And rigid and control, and inflexible. What I want to learn, I can learn whatever I want to learn. Flexible and empowering. No, this is a subject you want to learn. No, I don't want the subject. I can remove it. In higher education, what happened? You have choice. Remove that particular. Add another one. Nowadays, I think NEP policy was giving flexibility for all the institutions to have multiple combination you can give the subjects. When you give multiple combination, automatically you have a lot of opportunity for people to learn. For example, we have psychology is not the one psychology. Like we have multiple, like counseling psychology is there, industrial psychology is there, sports psychology is there, whichever you want. Choice is yours. So there's no. I suppose I want to learn. Okay, sir, I don't want this. I want the course. Theater performance with psychology and journalism. I want. Yeah, you can choose it. You can customize your education. So there should be space for them customize your educations, because all are not fit into one particular scale or something. That I have my customizations. But what a traditional education is doing it, we're cutting a leg according to the chapel size or shoe size, right? That is wrong. We should buy the shoe according to my leg size, right? So don't cut your leg because your leg is having his own nature. Same like that. Every child has their own need. That has to be understood by the educationist and try to provide them their flexibility. Emphasizing on more progress and overall learning, not on the product. We see that what the person is learned in that one is very, very important, not the product. Okay? Whether pass or fail, that's secondary matter. Even sometimes people have failed They got very good knowledge in the subject matters. Sometimes they may not be able to put it to that the scale what you measure them. So learning outcome seems to be a guide to all of the teachers to innovation, creativity in achieving the outcomes, but not like syllabus, rigid syllabus, finished syllabus, right? Highly impossible for finishing syllabus and everything, reading everything. Do you feel that all the students are going to read all the syllabus? Not at all. So criteria reference assessment, norm reference is supposed to be not that, because you should have some specific criteria for yourself, right? You know the purpose is what. For example, is it my purpose is fail the student? That is not the purpose. My purpose is to make them to understand the conceptualizations, or my purpose is to make the child to skill on that particular area, whatever it may be there. So first, ability to building the skill development is very important, but not on a content based and content delivery. So sometimes I forgot the theory. Even if you ask, sometime I may forget the theory. It does not mean that I don't have knowledge about it. I may study and go and study. It's available. Why should I want to? I had that. But if I understand the conceptualization of theory, can I apply it in another area? That is my skill set of knowledge. What are the key principles of OB? According to Spady was saying that. First one is clarity of focus. This is very, very important. Define clarity of focus, very important. Your outcome is supposed very clear. Outcome means what? I want to make my child to become an athlete in 100 meter. Not just an athlete. Athlete in where? Very specific. In 100 meter. Or I want to make my child to become a chess champion. In what level? National level, international level. What is that? Define it very clearly. So outcome is very important. Design down, deliver up. That means called, who has to design the curriculum here? The teacher has to design the curriculum, or student has to design the curriculum. The stakeholders has to design the curriculum. That has to be delivered by the teacher. For example, I should ask student, what do you want to learn? I can't say that I'm teaching you learn this. I prefer to teach this one, you learn this. That is not the business here. I should ask, what do you want to learn today? Today, what is your choice? So you deliver this about this one. Yeah, I can deliver the topic about that particular one. Right? So my curriculum should be based on the requirement of the stakeholders, not what teacher is giving that and what the institution is giving that. But institution is for the student. High expectations. Encourage excellence in students' performance. Right? High expectations very important. Set the standard for everything. Then last, expand opportunities. Wider, diverse opportunities. Let them learn whatever they want to learn. There's no restrictions for them. And also let them explore whatever the areas of they want to explore. So opportunity should be more. These are the major key principles of outcome-based education. Generally, outcome-based approach will have three elements. Let's call it identify the desired outcome, design the strategies and methodology to achieve the outcome. Based on that, assess that your assignments, your assessment should be like that, and try to identify go back. The loop goes like this. So, three elements. One is the need of the education. Second one, the need of education determines your curriculum. The curriculum, how I'm delivering according to the students' differences or understanding individual differences. Then how I'm assessing it, whether that assessment really satisfies the need of my objectives or my outcome can be measured. Yeah. So define the learning outcomes, curriculum design, teaching and learning strategies, assessment evaluations. I'm a little more faster, I hope so. This OB framework, when we're talking about it, we can see that how come this outcome-based education is supposed to do? I told you everything. First, stakeholders. Stakeholders has to give the input to the outcome institutions. and that institution has to frame the vision and mission according to the requirement, and based on that you have to frame the program educational objective, then program outcomes, then the course outcomes, and this has to be evaluated, delivered through your syllabus, teaching methods, learning activities, assessment tools, whatever you can do. And that is going to do an assessment and course assessment, how whether the course is effective. Course means one subject. For example, you talk about one specific subject. In a psychology, if we say that developmental psychology, what the subject is wanted to deliver it to the people, what the student expected to understand from that core concepts. Or sometimes you can say about Indian finance and marketing. Then it talks about what, about the Indian finance and marketing, right? Whether students understand the finance and marketing about the Indian scenarios, that's very important. So program assessment, and once course assessment done, then you have to do the program assessment. Then program assessment will leads to the institutional assessment. At the same time, the program assessment, if it's not, then again you have to redefine that particular thing. That's what every time we are conducting the board of studies, and this board of studies are in the role to check whether the program is satisfying the need of the students. If it is not, redefine it. And there are a lot of Indian context, how can implement that particular one. There are a lot of bodies are there, right? Of course, NAP National Education Policy was very much focusing on 2020, very much focusing on that particular lineup, focus on skill-based educations, holistic and education. Okay, and University Grant Commission was revising the syllabus or the pattern of evaluations very frequently, and accreditation boards like NBA, like that, they are always standardizing the standard of education nowadays. And very important thing is, the challenge is, one thing is in India is faculty training is very, very important, because we fail to train the faculty on the context of OB and infrastructures. Okay, sometimes faculty trained, but infrastructures are very, very important. That is, education infrastructures are very, very less comparatively speaks to the other countries. And teachers' mindset of shifting from the traditional teaching method to the modern teaching method, I think OB-based teaching method is very, 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 very important, because sometimes our traditional teaching method is follows in most of the education situations. That's another pathetic situation. How to implement it? Again, we come back to define the outcome of the program and course outcome, curriculum design. Try to find out innovative teaching methods, experiential, digital learning. You can do whatever you want. There is no set of, nowadays we don't have a rule of set. Even tomorrow I want to take my class in the outside the classrooms. Yeah, we can take it, no problem. Right? I want to take them to the field. I'm talking about, for example, I'm talking about the poverty of India. If I want to, I want to deliver the things in the form of documentary, yes, I can do that. No, I want to talk about our orphanage home and the impacts. Take them to the orphanage home and see that how it works. So integrated assessment method is very important. In that one, involve the students and make the assessment is more rubrics, peers, self-evaluations, and that can be really measures the skill set of the people, not just rote learning or just knowledge. Okay, and ensure the continuous feedback and improvement. Again, the education should give continuous feedback and improvement is very important, continuously, because every unit you try to give some quizzes, you try to give some kind of activity for them, so that what happened, we try to understand whether really the people understand the things. If you don't understand, what way we can improve it, change it. And nowadays we have, the NAC accreditation bodies are very much focusing on teaching learning importance, very, very important, major weightage in that particular one. And innovative teaching methods are very important, right? So as much possible, there's no set of rules that you should follow this kind, that kind, no, anything which can do it. Accreditation is another thing, because nowadays all this NAC, NBA, all these things are very actively involving in that particular one, right? and they try to evaluate the education systems, not just delivering the course successful, how much percentage of successful people are coming out, how many people are pass percentage. That's okay, but have you produced quality? That is important, not a quantity. Talking about quality. That's what we call accreditation is a quality, not on quantity. It determines how education, giving quality of education, but not a quantity of education. How much people are passed is not a matter here. How much, how quantify, quality based graduates are coming out is very important. And outcome based education and accreditations are very important. I think I told you that. So what should learn able to do? Very important, and try to understand. And OB curriculum, it will find out that one. Then learning teaching method and the assessment. So these are the contributions we should do that. And there are various types of accreditations we have: institutional level, we have program level of accreditations we have, and we have a national level, international level of accreditations. But don't work for only for accreditations. Accreditations mainly thinking about the outcome based things. So when you want accreditations from any level, it may be institutional level or national level, or international level, or program level, whatever it may be that, but focus more on the quality of outcomes that in your curriculum and the things. Okay. So I think I told you about already. NEP is one of the important body that is mainly is coming out with your accreditations, and there are various other institutions and other accreditation bodies are there. They're called higher education bodies, right? Higher Education Commission of India, and integrate of AI-based assessments also there. Nowadays we have put it a lot of things in that. Strong industry institutional collaborations, very important nowadays. They always try to provide some certificate process with the collaborative industry. Industry collaboration is very mandatory because we are preparing the graduates for to face the industrial challenges. Unless the industry is not collaborating with the institution, and we are simply as curriculum only are doing it, like someone an academicians are doing it, that will not work. So even BOS also, board of studies also, you try to incorporate the industry people more, so that they will give you a lot of inputs to refine your syllabuses more outcome based educations. So I hope people will have a good time to understand the concepts. I know these online sessions are little, one way of understanding. Any questions from your sides? Anybody want to ask any questions? So I'm open to the questions now. Thank you for Swati. Thank you so much, Rahul, and everyone. I hope I was delivered some information in a very short period of time to the core. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Max, yes, ma'am.
I
I'm
just
here.
like ask one question. Like,
Yes.
how actually we can take the initiative to change our methodology, like pedology, to
Correct.
make it set
Correct.
out
Correct.
this learning.
Yeah. Ma'am, your voice cut. I couldn't hear your voice. Gitanjali, ma'am.
Yes, sir. How we
You-
can
you- uh,
teach learning methodology that can be
yeah.
actually added to outcome-based learning.
Ma'am, there is no system of rule that you should deliver the thing only on this method. Okay. Generally, we'll do a lecture method that is not always works very well. Okay. Like lecture methods, people will not like it very much. Okay. So you can have any other choice of methods according to the students' differences.
So any of like one or two or three you can just list out that
Anything,
can edit.
ma'am. You don't want to be monotonous teaching, ma'am. You can break the things into different things. For example, one content you can give a deliver as a video presentations and the case study presentations. Some
Yes.
or you can take a field also, right? It is not mandatory that you should deliver all the lectures in the classroom setups. Not required.
Yes. Oh, yes, sir.
That is
Yes.
up to your teacher's creativity. How much teacher is very creative, the sessions are very interesting to the people.
Right, sir. Right.
That we have to work on that.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, Nazim, sir. Yes,
Uh,
Nazim, sir. I'm
Hello.
with you.
My question is on
Hello.
education policy. So we can change our education policy like America. Basically, in America, every person need to industrial training in
Correct.
in their graduation, but in India there is no provision like in any kind of subject and any kind of stream.
And Nazim, I think actually we are thinking about that particular one. NEP policies nowadays refining it in that particular context. In the lineup only they are moving into. They are more of involving in the field in visits, more of field, not just visiting it, making the child maybe making the students to be as a intent, very much to the intent, as a exposure to the industries. Okay,
Yes,
we
sir.
can't go that level, but still we are in the lineup of understanding that particular perspective. So we try to incorporate the trainers. Sometimes we give a lecture from the corporate peoples who are working in that particular field. Okay, for example, if I want to
Okay, sir.
deliver about any particular scenarios, if some experts will be in industry experts, they are handling in the current scenarios. They will come and talk about that. So I don't want to deliver because I'm not industry expert. I may not know because I will talk about only the book what is given.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay.
So that way we try to incorporate that particular scenario because all the time we can't send the student for industry how the American people are doing it. Okay, because their syllabus setting is different. If you're talking about industry setup, this is the way we can able to slowly you can incorporate that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your questions. Next questions.
Thank you.
Any other?
Thank you. No, sir.
I think we are done with the questions. Thank you, sir,
So
for
sure.
your
Good evening,
insights and
sir.
Hello, Chitraman. I think someone
Yeah,
is.
yeah, sir.
yeah,
Yeah, good evening. Actually, is there any special method to impress students to stick on to the lecture?
Ma'am, nowadays I can ask you that nowadays mobile phone is the only way, okay, to make them to interesting. But if that is not possible sometime because nowadays we are saying that mobile phone should not be used, correct? But can we use for in a productive way? That's my question here. Can we use this mobile phone as a productive way to make the child to interact in the classes, especially
Oh, we
higher
can
education? I'm
teach.
talking about higher education, not for the school level. I'm talking about
Uh,
higher education when people become mature
okay.
enough, right, to handle the mobile phone. So can we use this mobile phone as one of the tool of education so that can be more interesting for them instead of I'm asking a question quiz question. If I post the quiz question in the WhatsApp, they start using it that particular.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Hmm? Thank you, Chitra. So I hope I was done with the questions. Thank you everyone. A very 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 interactive people. I think we started and stayed in a long time with team. That's my pleasure.
uh, thank you, sir, for your insights and engaging session. We appreciate the valuable knowledge you have shared today. A
Thank
big
you, team.
thanks to all,
Thank you so much.
a big thanks to all the participants. Uh, Before we conclude, if you have any further questions, uh, we are ready to take, or else it's time to go. Thank you again, sir, for your valuable time. Once again, thank you all for being here. Have a great day.
I request everyone to fill the form to get the certificate. I request everyone to fill the form to get your certificate.